Hi everybody, this is Cora Carter, the Ag and Natural Resources Extension Educator here in Bartholomew County, and I thought that I would share with you a little bit about how to take care of house plants while we're all at our homes, as we should be. So I've got some cuttings here. These are from a philodendron, just like this one, not this particular plant, but just like this one, and all we did was we just cut off some pieces of the long strands that you can see here, and I made sure that they still had a leaf on them and had at least 2 nodes below that leaf when I stuck them in water. And they've been in water probably since December, so they've been in there quite some time, and they've been growing these little roots that you can see here. So pretty much all of these starts have roots on them. I plucked off the leaves when I took them off the plant so that I had a nice long stem to stick them in water, so that these 2 nodes were able to be underwater the whole time. Now I'm going to try and plant these. I haven't thought this completely through yet, so I'm going to go as we go. I've got a few little pots here, and I'm going to plant more than one of these little starts in each of these pots, so that it kind of becomes a big plant faster than if I only put one. But if you wanted to do this at home, you could just put 1 start per pot, and that would be an easy way to get several different plants going at the same time. These little pots I have here, this one, it doesn't even have a hole in the bottom, and neither does this one. This one's had some gravel put in the bottom of it before, so that is one way to get some drainage going in your pot. This one does have a hole in the bottom, so if you overfill this one, it will actually leak water out, but that's so that the pot doesn't have a lot of standing water in it. And this one, we're just going to have to be really careful to not overwater. Luckily, philodendrons are very forgiving plants, and they don't mind if you don't take very good care of them. They're pretty hard to kill, so they're actually a really good house plant for people who haven't had a house plant before. Now what I'm going to do, I've just got a couple of tools with me today. I've got a little trowel. This is going to help me dig dirt out of my bag. Of course, I could just use my hands, but I have that. And I've brought some potting mix. This potting mix is specifically called moisture control potting mix. Like I said before, these are pretty forgiving plants, so it probably doesn't matter a whole lot, but you're going to want some sort of potting mix. Potting mix actually has a little bit of fertilizer in it already, so it'll help our plants get a good start to life. So I'm just going to put a little bit in there, and I'm going to get one of these other starts, maybe this one. It's got a lot of leaves going on. It's not got as much roots on it as this one does though, but it'll be really good to be friends with this one. Add some dirt in here. So it really doesn't take much. I'm going to fill it up and press it down just a little bit so it's packed in there pretty tight, so that the stems are where I want them. I'm going to make sure that the roots are completely under the soil. Looks like I have a bunch more than I expected. I kind of forgot how many I had of these. But I've got this one, so I'm going to go ahead and put some in here as well. Right, there's 2 of our little house plants. And then I have this last pot that I'm going to put these last 3 in. And we'll just see how these guys are growing in a few weeks. Maybe I can give you all an update on how they're doing. And then you all can add in the comments below how you have planted some, and you can tell me all about how your plants are doing as well. Starting cuttings is something you can do with a lot of different types of plants. It's not just philodendrons that do really well with cuttings. A lot of houseplants can be started with cuttings. In fact, if you just take if a leaf falls off of one of your plants, you can just stick it in a little bit of water. It doesn't have to be as big of a container as this. And just wait for a while and see if it can start to grow roots. And if it does, then that's perfect. It's like you got a bonus plant after your plant lost a leaf. You want to make sure that the leaves are nice, healthy leaves, that maybe your animals or your children knocked a leaf off of your plant while they were running around crazy at home. Well, that's a perfect opportunity to start a new plant. So I'd say you can stick those in water, and like I said, I left these in water for almost 3 months, and they were growing nice, good roots. So don't be afraid to leave them in water for a long time, as long as they're not rotting and they're doing really well. Every time the water starts to get a little cloudy, you can trade it out for from some fresh water, but you don't have to add anything special to the water. There are some types of additives you can add to the water that'll help promote root growth, and that may be true, but in my experience, you don't necessarily need those things to have good root growth. So I finished potting my 3 little pots of philodendron, and so these plants are really hardy and really do well. So check back again later. We're going to be adding some other videos to this channel, and we can see if we can share some more information about other types of plants and garden ideas. And I know that we're going to be planning some livestock production videos as well in the future. So that's all I have for today. So thank you guys for tuning in.